guys, welcome back to another episode of Life with Alex. And have you subscribed to my channel? In case you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Also turn on your notification bell. You get to be notified each and every time I have a new video up on YouTube. There are those people, and we keep on talking about those people who watch my videos. Jackie, have you watched, Jackie, have you watched my latest video?
Me.
Me.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Really?
Go to the comment section.
Okay.
Go
You're
to
with
the
your two
comment
accounts.
section.
I remember. I just remember with your two.
Nachoma.
Nachoma. So for those people who watch my content and you don't subscribe to si fair, but manze si fair.
It's not fair.
So go pale chini subscribe. Imagine ni for free. Imagine we are building each other.
It's just a second.
Imagine and 0.08 MBs. I did my research. Ni 0.08 MB.
No, to subscribe.
Only.
Notification the same.
Notification lazima kuwe na wifi hivi kidogo, but data bundles here and there. But
to share with your friends costs you nothing.
So for those people who don't have, mnaniongelesha mnaniambia sina bundles za kushare, naweza wakia kila mtu za hashu you share my video. But anyway guys, welcome back to yet another episode. And I will allow you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Jacqueline Silla, and people call me, I go by Jackie. Yeah,
Jacquella. That's our nickname.
Because of how I spell it, they know how they call me.
Yeah, Jacquella.
Wow. Okay, anyway, so I'm Jackie, as you heard, and I'm Stella's friend.
Yeah.
And I'm honored to be here.
Hey, now we've missed you. This year we haven't seen you on my channel. What has been happening?
At least I've been on the back end, so
oh yeah,
it's still okay.
She's my personal manager. She's always on the back end doing the technical bits part of it. But leo tumemleta hapa. Anyway, karibu sana, and today we'll be doing a very interesting topic about the things that have been heavy on our minds for the last maybe a couple of months. So yeah, the floor is yours. You can go first.
And of course, this is with regards to what's currently happening around us. Yeah.
Yes.
If I may. Yeah. So some of the things that have been heavy on my mind,
yes.
I'd say, is how people are lacking of sensitivity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lack of kindness.
Yeah.
Sensitive.
I feel like people nowadays lack sensitivity. People are not kind. People are not loving. And one thing I've learned, and of course some things you can only learn through experience. One thing I've learned, you can't want to have a kind partner and you're not kind.
Kind to yourself.
You can't want to have a loving partner and you're not loving even yourself. So it's just life. Things have to balance. So be sensitive to people. Be kind to people.
Yeah.
Do be be humane to people. So that's something that has been really lingering in my mind. So yeah, I'd say that's one of the things that have been lingering.
Yeah, one thing I would say, I would add on that is kindness is hard to find these days. By when you say kind, it's the small gestures. I'm thinking about the other person before I even do whatever I'm supposed to be doing, or rather maybe I'm considering another person. I know for sure, Jackie, you need help in this, then maybe I just brush it off. You're going through something, and maybe I'm in a position to even help you, but I can't still help you. I think we are a generation whereby we are very, very selfish, and we only think about ourselves and our well-being. But it's only kind enough, extend the kindness, to your friends, to your family, because we need each other.
On the flip side, I'd say, of course, like you mentioned, it's a thing with
the
do generation. I want to use the word generation? But yeah, let me just throw it in there.
Okay.
So I'd say, of course, it's something that's going on with this generation or our times. Let me just say in our times where we are right now, and I'd not always blame it on just on us or how we are. I feel like we've been conditioned so much because of how life is right now.
Very true.
Of course, things like even our economy, things are hard right now.
Yeah.
So automatically, we go on flight mode, fight or flight. So people would want to just protect themselves, what works for them, because let's be honest, it's not all the time you can accommodate other people, but not to say you can be sensitive just because things look the way they do. You can be sensitive in as much as of course, maybe I can't help
Yeah.
in whichever way or in the way that you want me to help, but you know, just be kind, be sensitive. In as much as you just want to be, you know, it's all about me. You know, you want to help me. You want to help yourself and all that. So I'd say, yeah, in as much as it's just life that's conditioned us to be the way we are because of how things are, I'd say, you know, a little kindness
I
goes a
think
long
it's a
way.
coping mechanism, you know, like, because a lot is happening, so
Definitely.
you tend to think only to think about yourself and what's good for you, but you don't think about what's so good for my brother, for like a friend of mine. So I think it's sort of a coping mechanism.
And yeah, it's you know, perspective and context of
Yeah,
life. You know,
yeah.
people look at things differently,
Very
and I'd
true.
say the meaning of life to different people is different. You
Yeah,
know, so
very different. Yeah.
how I look at it's like I was telling you the other day, 69.
69, yes.
You know, you're 6, you're 9, you're 9, you're 6.
Yin
It's
yang.
different, yeah.
Yeah.
Up until you come and view it from my point, you will not understand. And up
Yes.
until you go through some things, I'd say, let me give a practical example. I'd say in the past year, I've gone through a couple of, let me just say, significant losses.
Yes.
And from that, and even how I just look at life and my perspective of life has totally changed. Yeah. So up until you realize all these things are vanity, you know, for lack of a better word, I just threw it there. You start looking at life differently.
different way.
So even if that has made me realize, you know, you don't know what people are going through. So it's important to just be kind and be sensitive with what you're about to say, you know, what you're about to share with someone and all that.
Very true.
Yeah.
My first point of something that has been very heavy on my mind is trauma. It's a mental health and trauma. So most of us are, as a result of maybe where you come from, the things you've gone through, you're defined by the things you've gone through, your upbringing really define of who you're going to be. I had this thing, I think some few weeks ago. Either you came from a background where it was too good or too bad, both where you have trauma, you know. You're extremely maybe come from a good background, you know, loving parents and everything. Now you're out here looking for that, you don't get it. Maybe you came up from a family whereby it was an abusive kind of family. So on the flip side, you also, so trauma in both ways. And people not talking about the problems they're going through. And also, I also understand with our generation, the things that we are supposed to be doing, the normal things we are supposed to be doing, like as young people, we are taking them, you know, like for example, in a company, the things you're supposed to be doing, you know, get up, like maybe get to work by 8, nini. As tunasema, you know, it like, we are very quick to say it's a toxic working environment, but in the real sense, like we don't want to put in the work. So, but you're very quick to say, you know, this place is very toxic, this place, you know, it's not a good working environment. But if I'm here, I'm putting up a company, I as Stella, I know the work I have put in, so I will expect even my employees to come in like in a certain way. So I don't expect to be very lenient, like, because maybe you're like maybe Gen Z, ama you're like a millennial. I'm supposed to give you a sort of like nikutreat kama mayai, because simply because, you know, there is mental health, that the basic things you're supposed to even do like as human beings. In our generation tunaona ni kama it's too much, it's causing depression, you know. There's a lot of suicide and depression around. Like I think in the course of between this week and last week, I've had like 4 different people, and some are even kids who have committed like suicide simply because like mtoto alikuwa anafaa kwenda shule akaambiwa do this before you go to, and that's a lot to ask. So I think mental health, I think it's a discussion we've been having with you. We need to expound on that and maybe bring in an expert when it comes to mental health and trauma. So it's something heavy like currently.
I'd say it's such a sensitive topic.
Very.
And, you know, like most of you know, next month is mental health month.
Yes.
So October.
Yeah.
So we can please stay tuned.
Yeah.
Next month
we're planning
onboarding an expert.
Yes.
The whole of next month.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, discuss, help, you know, and I'd say history, you can't just ignore history.
Very
in
true.
something in this case. And that's mostly your past and even your present. Some of the things you're going through currently. You know, trauma is not just trauma just doesn't come. You know,
It has a root.
It has a root. So you can't ignore your history and you can't ignore your present of what you're going through. And like you said, even in the workplace, you know, most of it's, do I say, not even young people, or maybe nowadays people are very expressive about it. So that's why, you know, almost everyone is just discussing about how they're going through whatever they're going through, you know, around mental health. So it's something that's been heavy as well on my mind as well. And I won't say I've not experienced it. I've not experienced the heaviness that comes with the whole situation of around mental health. So yeah, for me, I just conclude that with get help and talk to your friends if you need to talk to your friends, talk to a professional if you need to talk to a professional, and hopefully you get a space that's safe for you to feel safe to just yourself, want to address it. And for me, it's different for everyone. You know, I'd say for me, I've sought professional help. You know, after realizing that I needed it, and I'd say it helped. So it I'm not necessarily there, but it's a journey. Not to say that you'll just wake up and it all goes away, but of course it's something that's also, yes, it's a work in progress. So if you need to get help, please get help. Again, people need to be sensitive. You know, even this touches on that. People just need to be sensitive because you don't know what people are going through out here. So be kind, be sensitive, be careful around people, what you're saying and what you're doing, because you don't know what people are going through every day. To
sum it up, I think the only thing I would add on that is the fact that according to the way I have seen, even when it comes to asking for help, guys don't ask for help out here, and guys don't want to accept.
They don't you feel like they've also been conditioned by our culture? Our society, it's a cultural thing.
You need to be strong. You need to be.
They can't just be vulnerable. You know, and unfortunately, it's how.
Because I've met most guys, and like they're like, you know, like as a man, I'm supposed to behave in a certain way. You know, if I stay here and cry about it, you know, like maybe we don't have like rent, we don't have like school fees. Who's going to? You're supposed to man up. But I realized like most guys, you have trauma from like maybe you passed, but you're too busy trying to figure out life, trying to compensate it with so many other things. You forget to go to the basic things, like, you know what, like my parents separated, you know, like this is how we think, like our life changed. You don't want to go to the reality of things. More so I think with us women, like we are so quick to seeking like maybe help, professional help. If it's going for therapy, we've done a lot of self-work as women. But mostly what I have seen with guys, they are very quick to be like, that is not being a man. You see like somebody is bipolar, but they don't want to accept the fact that they are bipolar. So it's very sad, and I'm putting it out there for the guys. If you know you have like a problem, sometimes I think what has come out so strong is the fact that we don't even realize sometimes like you have a problem, or you have like an issue or the trauma. It is until you start talking to different people, a professional, yes. It is until then you're like, oh, I used to sit here and I think I don't have trauma. We all have trauma at some point, like we've gotten it at some point in life.
You know, it's society. You know, there's a lot of stigma even around mental health, and you know, just how people will, you know, how will people look at me, what will people say, you know. But normally for me, how I like to put this when it comes to things like history or the past, or how you grew up, or where you came from, there's always two ways to look at it. You know, you are that child who grew up with this or in this situation, and you say you are siblings in one home. Of course, you know, every child will be affected differently because people are different. There's always that one child who will decide, oh, this is how I grew up, and this is what I saw growing up, so I'm not taking that route. Or you're this child who grew up seeing that, then you molded into that, you become that. So you know, it's people are different. So people are different. So this other person will be like, no, that wasn't cool growing up, I'm not taking that route. And this other person will be like, okay, this is all I know, you know, this is what I saw to, so this is what I become. So you know, you can just, you know, perspective, choose to look at what you feel like is right. Even how you're raising your children now, how we are raising our children right now. You know, some of us didn't grow up in homes where, you know, love was shown openly and
Openly.
freely. Yeah, I'm grateful that I experienced that with
Me
my
too.
mom. So it's unfortunately it's not everyone who saw that,
Yeah.
but there are kids who grew up with negative things, and all that.
Yeah.
So you can clearly see all that now, but you chant your own path.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing that has been very heavy on my mind is the rate at which there's a lot of separation and people not being in relationships. Why are you laughing? So the rate at which people are rushing to get married, at the rate of which people are divorcing and separating, it's very alarming. For some of us who are not yet even there, we are like, oh, so it's not all this fairy tale. I know marriages work, but
Hashtag
marriage works, yes.
Yeah.
But choose your hard. I would say choose your hard. Being single is not easy. Neither does being married is not also easy. So, but I think you have to choose your work. But it's so sad, even for the power couples that we look up to currently.
Unfortunately,
they're just
splitting up.
splitting up. 2 years down the line, 6 years down the line,
It's
you're
becoming a norm.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
it's the fact that everybody is it's very comfortable for people to just separate,
walk
and
out of
divorce,
relationships. People
I
don't put in the work. It's not an easy thing,
Yeah.
Nothing is easy. Nothing comes easy.
Yeah, choose
You
your
see,
heart.
So you decide, like, this is what I really want for myself.
Yeah.
And again, one thing I've learned out of my own personal experience, no one will make you happy.
Very true.
It's your responsibility to make yourself happy. So
Yeah.
if you get in there, of course, we know people get in there with different ideas of how marriage should be,
Yeah.
how things should work.
Yeah.
Then once you're in there, you get surprised, like, oh my god, this is not anything close to what I had envisioned.
Yeah.
So
nobody walks into a marriage, I think, thinking they're going to separate or maybe divorce. But I think I've been hearing a lot of, I think before you even decide to settle down with someone, have that conversation of separation or divorce should never be an option when it comes to the both of us.
definitely, I feel like it's a conversation people have,
Yeah.
but
Somewhere along the way.
circumstances, you can't just say, from even me, what I've had, there are people who just stop being in love and they decide to walk out. There are people who
Because I know at some point eventually love kidogo fades, and it's not all about how Camila and Suchu Diego and, it's not all about that.
for that, I feel like unless you have lived it,
Yeah,
you
we
will not
can't really
understand
tell.
it. You can't
Yeah.
even understand it. So this is something,
But it's
unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's really happened. Or do we say it's very rampant right now, or very all out in our eyes because of things like social media?
Social media,
yes.
yes.
Maybe even during our parents' days, these things weren't so loud.
Yeah.
Maybe because of social
people
media.
are not that vocal.
About
divorce
it.
was seemed to be like this whole, you didn't want your home to work. As a woman, mbona hukushikilia nyumba yako? So, but right now you're telling
Only there's a verse in the Bible that says, please, it's not verbatim.
yeah.
But there's a verse I saw in the Bible that says, only a foolish woman would break her home.
Very true.
But I was like,
Yeah, which I think most women, even what I have seen before, most women before they even decide maybe walking, they try, they really try. I think the person who's on the receiving end, sometimes guys try, to keep it together. But anyway, I haven't been married, so I can't really tell. So it's until I'm there.
up until you walk, up until you get into that line,
Yes.
you would not understand and say, of course it's obvious, you guys would get in and say things like you said earlier, divorce is not an option.
Yeah.
Separation is not an option, but circumstance and life, things just happen, and just and have you realized there's something I was just putting thought to, how our parents had even changed their last names.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a thing back in the day.
Actually,
so I'm thinking then they were getting in,
Come to think of
hands,
it,
legs, body, everything.
because that's the department I work into. I can tell you for free, not so many people change their last name to, for example, your Jacqueline Silla, blah, blah, blah. Not so many people change their last
So
name.
you end up dropping your dad's name
and
you
picking up your husband's name.
I don't think it's a thing nowadays. People don't do it much.
Very
So
very
clearly,
rare.
what does that tell you?
Very rare.
What
And
does that
mostly,
tell you?
sometimes, even for the people that have seen like doing that, you know, like there's a whole process involved. You have to bring like, if you guys, you know, there's an affidavit.
Yeah,
You know, there's a lot. Yeah, there's
it's quite a process.
Yes, it's quite like a process. It is until you guys you have, what would I say, like sana maybe there's a project involved, there's most of people, they're doing it out of like a certain motive, you know, we want to achieve this and we can't do this until you have like maybe my last name and all that. Of course there are situations, cases whereby like it's very, you know, I want to adopt, like I want to take up my husband's last name. So that one is there.
Do you think it's something you do? Would you be open to do that?
Would I be open to I would
change your last name?
My last name to my husband's name? Yes, I would. I would because I have seen my mom do it. And
you see the past.
Yeah, the past. I
that's what you grew up with.
So it was, it's on, because they're married. They've been married for over 35 years. Yes.
My mom equally did that.
Yeah,
so like
so
that, it's not something I saw.
It's something, and it's Nile too, yeah. My dad keeps on telling me, Nile too, yeah, you know, she's my person, and he, like, you have accepted each other, you know. And like right now, like you guys, you have built so much together, so where are you even going? So yeah, I think my mom actually changed a while back.
And you know, I don't know, again, how we grew up and how things are now, it's totally different.
Yes.
You know, like right now we've been exposed to information that, you know, there are people in the West who are in their like their fourth marriage. They've been divorced like 4 times, divorced 3 times, married now 4 times. You know, the 4th one doesn't work, you move on. So of course, how we are envisioning marriages are like, oh, I'm not getting happiness there, out. You know, unfortunately, like in the past, our folks didn't know that was even an option.
Yeah, I would love to.
How many people would you know, I feel like here, unarashwa 4 times. Like they go to your folks 4 times. Can you imagine that here? In the West, I
haven't even brought a boyfriend to my folks' house, leave alone, like...
You've not introduced anyone to your dad.
Nobody has gotten to a point where like I'm introduced them to my dad. Not even one. So, and this is why, it's because you don't go introducing just everybody to your folks.
But again, because of the respect, your dad commands. And again,
so my dad,
culture. You can't ignore something from.
So where I come from, so it is until I'm so sure this is where I want to be, this is the person I want to spend the rest of, until then.
And you know that's how you've been raised.
That is how I've been raised.
So it's not an automatic thing that that's what all of us
I haven't even brought
any
boyfriend to my mom or my dad. There have been a couple who have come home like siko kuntafuta and stuff like that. But there's no day like I went home and I told mom and dad, this is my boyfriend, so and so and so.
It's not something you've done before.
I haven't done it before, but anyway, only God knows. So another thing that has been really heavy on our minds is the baby girl treatment in Nairobi. Like baby girl treatment, and it's giving people sleepless nights in this city.
But
so you know,
you wanna be baby girl. You can work hard and be baby girl by yourself. There's a video I watched on TikTok. There's a guy who was saying, you know, some of these things are so affordable.
Very.
You can just work hard. Eka bidii kidogo ujinunulie. You know, wacha kustressiwa so much out here by wanting other people to be
okay. You remember like a while back I was asking you what is your bare minimum? Because I feel these things that people are exaggerating out here, there are things you can do for yourself.
Ukiweka tu bidii kidogo.
Yeah,
hata si kidogo, weka tu bidii. You can buy them for yourself.
As long as there are things.
And be baby girl for yourself.
Exactly, there are things you can do for you. You don't have to wait for your man to take you for a vacation in Bali, ama to take you out for dinner, ama
to ask you this question, like. Maybe the people who don't know what we mean by baby girl, like what is baby girl?
Baby girl lifestyle, treatment. This is what I think. You know, I have an iPhone, or I'm going to trips to UK and Dubai. You can take yourself to Dubai.
There's only pressure. If you ask me, these are pressures that most of our young girls are experiencing because of social media. You know,
you know, I have to be staying in Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington.
It's just. Yes.
Yeah, like, you know, I have to be driving at least bare minimum kagarini.
Work hard. Get these things.
These are things you can get for yourself.
If you have the pressure of really wanting to go to all these places, or buying all these things. Just if you ask me, in as much as, but I feel like we're very we are lucky. We are lucky.
Yeah.
Like age yenye tuko na age ya the our young girls, like the 20s, 21s, 22s, 23s, like, you know, they are not strong enough mentally to like the translation or interpretation of baby girl is totally different from what when you become a mature woman. You know, like how you interpret it and how the pressures that are coming off social media. You know, our young girls are getting that pressure.
You know,
so
I need my man to get me flowers and chocolates and money.
It's, you know, it's good to be. It's good
like
to
I need
be
to
loved.
flaunting like a couple of dollars.
It's good to have that in terms of, you know, someone who cares for you. You know, someone who loves you, and you know, we are women.
Yeah,
you know,
we want to be treated really nice.
Yeah, like
we want to feel appreciated.
Beautiful,
yes,
but not something that you're trying to lure me or buy me. You know, into wanting to take advantage of me because I'm a baby girl. And definitely, you know, men nowadays, it's become very obvious to them. You know, some of these things that, you know, your baby girl treatment, that pressure. So even them, and for men who have money, it's just pocket change, right? And they make their way, or, you know, do whatever they feel with you because of pocket change that you could work hard and get. And take yourself to whatever holidays you want, for whatever holidays you want. So,
very, very true.
So, baby girl treatment.
I think another thing that has been really heavy on our minds is the fact that a lot of motivation on a lot of motivation. You know, before I started this is what I was used to be. Man, me, I'm so tired.
Social media era.
Like the
social
kind,
media era.
You know the kind of work you put in, and you see people, and you're like, wait. Maybe I'm sleeping for 4 hours in a like God, unajua, you know. I started off my branch through some savings. I went to
the math is not mathing.
The math is not mapping out here. Everybody's talking about, you know, my multi-bill. Tunajua wengine ni pesa mnaosha. We'll put it out there. Tunajua.
But this week we have seen.
Yeah,
we have seen. Wameexposiwa pale kwa Twitter.
You know, and you're here telling us, you know, for you to start a business, you need to save up, get some money, nini, be consistent. We're doing all the consistent thing. We're doing all the saving thing. We're doing all the getting the loans. And stop playing with our minds. This thing of people, sijui motivation, sijui nini, sijui. Like it had like a lot of them mislead the young girls, you know. The young girls wanna I'll start saving up when I'm in campus. Hata wanasahau ku even leave the campus, like life. You know, when they will get like manguo uko chini ama sijui wafanye nini.
You know, one of my favorite quotes that I'm working with right now. I mean, nimeanza mtu wa quotes, my motivation. There's one that says sic parvic magna. That's in Spanish.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, it means, you know, when you, even for great things, you have to start somewhere. You have to start small. And that's something, you know, right now when you're matured and everything, that's when these things start making sense.
Yeah.
I remember like like a couple of years, like my aunties, my uncles who have done well for themselves. Like that was one thing. Every time you met and everything, they would tell you, you know, you guys normally look at us and think that, you know, these things just came. You know, they just came. Ziko hapa na sisi. You know, that was something they constantly kept telling us. When you guys go back to do whatever you guys are doing, you know, you're working, you're schooling, you're everything, just remember. You know, we started small to where we are. It looks like, the progress looks like it's taking too long. But remember, you know, tembea tu. Every day when you look at progress, inakanga kama there's nothing
but
you're doing.
But it's the too small.
But now when you look at it at the end of the year, you're like, oh, quite a milestone.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
started from somewhere.
Yeah, so sic parvic magna.
So stop lying to us. Like, we want to see me. I love people. I love people. Like, I have seen the progress over a period of time. That motivates me. Lakini I don't want you're an overnight success. Okay, sometimes wanasemanga like tunaonanga it's like they are an overnight success, but we haven't. But sometimes it's good to show people this has been like my work. Of course, there are people who get lucky, and it's like an overnight success. Unajua, there are just people who get lucky, like overnight.
Yeah, me, I want to meet those ones.
They're there.
Overnight success.
Yes.
Overnight success.
Yes, I'll tell you about it. I don't want to mention names, but
kutia bidii.
Okay. But actually, there are people who are just born lucky. and
Okay.
like secure ilifika too. You know, some of us we were like they were blessed at 19, sijui wengine 20s, 30s, that's okay. So but there are people who have been there and that's okay, but msikuja hapa kutuambia, you know what, I started off with a kibanda moja, sasa niko na hoteli 5. Please stop that. I think my last one would be YOLO, you only live once. Hey, at the rate of which everybody in Nairobi is YOLOing, where are you getting where are you getting the money to YOLO? Every you guys tell me, everybody every weekend there's an event, there's a concert, there's a what
Pressure
and all of you guys
social
kuna
media.
branch. All of you guys mko there. Where are you getting the money?
Media.
Where are you getting the money to YOLO?
People are going everywhere.
Hey, mko kila mahali every weekend.
Okay, people all work and no play.
Yeah,
It's joke, it's out there.
that is, I'm not even conflicting with that. I am not even at all.
It's usually you need to be very careful in as much as you're YOLOing. You know,
Yes.
you can YOLO all your life if you're not careful.
Very true.
So unfortunately kuna watu inawashika even when they are 40. You know, you can see it.
Oh yeah.
This one has been YOLOing all his life or her life.
And your uncles are like, hey, wacha nini party after party, wacha tuone siku moja utaamka ama wacha tuone itafika wapi, you know.
So on that flip side, it's I wouldn't say I'm anti YOLO kabisa.
Me, I have a good time. When it's time to have a good time,
have a
like
good
this
time,
weekend,
have
we
a
are
good
having a
time.
good time. Without a doubt, we are having a good time this
It's
weekend.
that weekend.
But it's that weekend we're having a good time. But before, when was the last time like we had a really good time? It's been a while.
What is a good time? You know.
Oh, it depends.
Yeah, your definition of happiness and
We went
a
for a
good time.
staycation in Naivasha. I think that was the last time we had like a really good time.
A polite one.
A polite one too. So, but it's been like almost a whole month plus, you know. It's not like actually we are YOLOing each and every weekend. I love it's there's too small, you know, like for
Making memories. You know, making memories. Again,
Yeah.
like I told you, perspective and context
Yeah.
for people are different depending on so many things in their lives.
Yes.
So, you know, happiness is different and a good time is different.
It's different.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, what is YOLO? You know,
Yeah.
like YOLO is also different for different people.
For different people.
Yeah.
Very
So
true. Very, very
it's
true.
the irresponsible YOLO that is a bit worrying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, usikule kila kitu.
Work without play makes Jack a dull boy.
Unaona ile video ya TikTok, there's this guy, he's a comedian. How he usually says like how a young man, you know, finishes campus, gets a nice job, you know, ako hapo investments, no, he gets married, kidogo kids, kidogo investments, kidogo pesa imekuwa mingi, kidogo ameingia kwa streets, ameacha bibi home, kidogo kademka streets kamelemea, akaacha bibi, akaendelea na aka shetani ni nani?
But then it's
akachukua pesa zake.
Let me tell you one thing. And me, we've had this conversation before. Acha nikwambie, me I believe in this thing called karma.
Oh.
Me, I so believe in it. I don't know about you, but me I believe in karma, you know. And what goes around comes around, you know. And I keep on asking, if there's one thing I ask God mostly is the fact that give me the wisdom to know what is right and what is wrong, when to stay and when to walk away, the discernment to know what is right, what is wrong, when to stay and when to walk away, you know.
So by karma, let me ask you, are you all up in the business of wanting for people to pay for the BS?
No,
okay, because I don't
really.
feel like
Not
it's
really.
really important for me to see your karma. Like that doesn't really matter. So if it's for karma to guide you, to
you need to stop doing this, like, you know, head in this direction, you know.
Okay,
not
not
like a wake up
necessarily.
call, not necessarily
for someone to pay for the BS they did.
You utangoja mpaka till end of time.
Plus it doesn't matter. Why would I want to witness a downfall for someone? No. It doesn't make sense.
No, it's like move to the right direction, you know, and God give you like a lot of times to, if it's like God wants you to change, anakupianga a couple of times, you know, change. My son do this, my daughter do this. Like, you know, sometimes
you're quite the believer.
Yeah, I am.
You're all quite the believer.
Yes, God gives you chances, and sometimes it's so unfortunate, like people don't see it, you know. God amekupea so many, and sometimes you're like, hey, this person is so lucky, you got so many opportunities, but you still, I love there's something about those people, they are very lucky, opportunities keep on coming to them, you know.
And actually the other day I was listening to, who's this, like, Eminem, like opportunity comes once in a lifetime.
Very
You know,
true.
it's,
For most of us.
so,
For
like,
most of us.
I was listening to that song, then I just, I was just like thinking, like, how true is that? Like,
yeah.
how true is that? The fact that opportunity doesn't come knocking
Twice. And if it knocks twice, you're very lucky.
The people
That is
who
so
it
true.
keeps knocking all the time.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying there are a certain of people that percentage of people I'm telling you, like God keeps you giving chances and chances, because God is a God of so many chances, you know. But for some of us, when you're to realize this is the way forward, jaribu tu kutrip kidogo, you're like, my daughter, I'll have to punish you for this, and this, you know. So yeah, take I would say take charge of your life. You know, life is too short.
Chant your own path.
Yes.
I really like that. Chant your own path.
Yeah. You define where you want to be, and everything else will be beautiful when it's in His timing. That is what I believe.
He makes everything beautiful in His own time.
Yes. Anything else you want to add on? What has been really heavy on your mind? Something else you could add?
Oh, before I forget, there's a lot of future faking. Koi generation. Oh my God. Oh my God. Kwanza relationships here in Nairobi. Please. How people out here telling you, I see myself with you with 3 kids, I see myself with you as my wife.
Scam.
You need the cross of Jesus. Please keep off from me. Fakers. Future fakers.
Fakers.
Oh my God, just keep off. Our talk.
It's so common.
There's something I've seen. I'll take you.
Yesterday.
We'll go on Friday. Go on Friday. Then it gets to Friday, you have to be called.
To be reminded.
Like, I didn't initiate, honey. I didn't initiate. You're the one who said you're gonna, like, there's a lot of that, right? Okay, maybe it was there, but right now that I'm aware, I'm just like, hey, this person just feature faked me. Like,
you remember us when we were going for the run? Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday?
Juicy.
Yeah, and we were talking about that.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of that.
So
So people beware.
It's too much.
It's so prevalent.
Yeah.
In relationships, in friendships, in workplaces,
Very true.
in everywhere.
You need to look out for yourself. I would say you equal selfish kidogo, Sometimes not everything you're being told is the truth.
One thing I've learned about that, honestly, I'll just call it out, or I'll just try and show you that, I'm not just seated waiting on you to do that. I'm not seated waiting, for you to okay, I hope I don't sound so whatever. I'm not just here waiting for you to get me 3 kids, to marry me. Please.
No,
we are grown-ups.
Yeah.
We are grown-ups. Before you put yourself out there to future fake someone. Just alafu, if we are honestly good friends, stop pleasing me. Stop trying so hard to to change this whole perception of yourself or who you are, or just be yourself. If I need to call you out, I'll call you out on that. Like, I really don't like that.
I'm never, actually, also me, I'm never so afraid at it to call you out. If it's shit, I'll tell you it's shit,
Just call it out.
And I think you may come up now, like, knowing yourself and knowing if this is not working for me, it's not working for me, and I won't even fake it like it's not work. If you're not willing for us to work this out, then adios, like, I'm out, But before even that, of course, we are not like just going out. Tunapeanga tam 2 chances, like change here. Where do you want to? And kwanza me, I'm so big. Where do you think like I want as a friend? Am I a good friend to you? How do you think like I should change? What have like for the last like 4 or 3 months? How is our friendship like serving each other? I'm so good at that. I really want to know, even in my friendships, where I am, what are my weaknesses, and I'm so quick to learn on that. But the minute I partner with someone, you're just saying things, tutaangalia, we will organize, that is the whole vibe you get, then I'm not willing to stay.
In other words,
I'm not willing to stay.
In other words, and most of the times when people are feature faking us, when it comes to mapenzi, women, we don't see those are the red flags. Basically,
also in
those
relationships,
are the red flags in the relationships.
The things I'm complaining about 1 month into the relationship, 6 years, it will be even worse.
I don't know how it is in marriage. I don't know. I wouldn't say I know, but you know, these are some things, you know, ulikuwa unaona mtu, their work is just to, you know, promise you nothing, like clearly I'll just call it nothing, you know,
yeah.
they're promising you nothing, but you're just
Yeah.
there. You want to flow, you're waiting for Friday, you know.
Kwanza, I had something
Go.
today in the morning. When the minute you hear a guy anakwambia, I want us to move with the flow, run my sister, run. What is flowing?
What flow?
When a guy tells you,
Ati, we are not vibing.
we are not vibing, I want us like, wacha to move na flow. What is flowing? Can
What
you
are
run?
flowing?
Run for your life.
Okay, not necessarily run, like I said, Auntie Eller,
Yeah.
seek, pelvis,
Pelvis.
magna. You know,
Yeah.
from great things, we start from this, you know, from small things grows the
But
great.
babe, why are you
But,
telling me when somebody tells you like ati
you know,
you're moving in a flow?
let me tell you something. Moving in a flow is now the future faking off, or maybe they can tell you, you know, he just can't want a relationship, blah blah blah. You know, we are hitting it. No, if you can't meet on Friday for you to do whatever you're trying to tell me you're gonna do, just stop. Let's you know, like, watch your pressure. I feel like again it's the pressure of wanting to really please me that would make you want to go out of your way to
please me.
kuna vitu honest, you know, like there are things you do for someone and you look
feel
so honest.
genuinely,
You know, it's genuine and honest, but there are things clearly, wow, kwanza miaka tumefika, okay, I don't know about y'all, but about me, okay, I'm not saying ati mi ndio pwaguzi
Champagne.
lululu sululu
Champagne.
but I just be yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself. There's not much than just being yourself.
Being yourself.
You know, and
Also in these streets, be yourself. If somebody is to like you, love you the way you are, they are going to just, actually you don't even have to change anything. You just have to be yourself. So I think it's been an interesting episode. So tell us on the comment section. Tell us on the comment section what are some of those things that are too heavy currently in your mind. You know, like maybe some are overrated, some are underrated. You know, tell us on the comment section what are some of those things that are so heavy on your mind. And again, I will remind you guys, for those who haven't like subscribed to my channel, kindly hit that subscribe button. Also turn on your notification bell. And yeah, and until next time, guys.
Toodles. Thank you for having me, girl.
You're welcome. Bye bye.